Hey Norm, does traveling rob you of your cultural identity?
That is an interesting concept that we have been talking about, haven't we, Tina, for the last couple of weeks?
Yes, we have.
And this all has come about partly because we had to cancel our Portugal trip for the month of March. So we were very similar to a lot of retired couples. As soon as we retired, we felt, let's travel, because we just haven't traveled that much while we're working. We're too busy working, weren't we, Tina?
Oh, yeah. Sort of travel was the last thing that we were really doing.
Or could afford. So we did travel extensively as soon as we retired. It was our number one goal to do. And we went to some fantastic places, Tina, Australia,
Oh, New Zealand.
Panama,
Yeah.
Panama Canal.
And we did lots of them by cruise ship, didn't we?
We certainly
Yeah,
did.
Yeah.
Transatlantics.
Yeah, they were all very exciting.
And we did see a lot of other cultures. And it was rewarding and interesting. But we suddenly thought recently, are we chasing other people's culture and ignoring our own?
That really gave us pause for thought, didn't it, Norm?
It really has, Tina.
Because if you think back a bit, Norm, to a COVID time, that was another of these times in our life where it made us think, didn't it?
Well, the whole COVID thing was it took travel away from Canadians because of our government having a do not travel, which cancelled our travel insurance. And you know when you can't have something, you really, really want it, don't you?
Oh, and we wanted to travel even more, didn't we? Probably just because somebody said, you can't do it.
I know.
Yeah.
And as
yeah.
soon as we were able to travel,
That-
we were back to Portugal for winter time.
that was great.
And we were back to cruising, and we were also going to Europe and having nice stays over there. And the one thing when you are traveling, Tina, is you do have to be aware of your security. It's important for us to tell you that when you leave your home, you're leaving your most secure Wi-Fi connection. When you go to restaurants, when you go to cafes, hotels, airports, train stations, you're on a open Wi-Fi. It's unsecured and it is dangerous territory for you. So there's a few things you shouldn't be doing on a public network, Tina.
Absolutely. What you shouldn't be doing is your personal banking.
Anything with passwords, you should be extremely careful about doing that. So how we get over that is that we have NordVPN, and we have it on every device. So we've got it on our iPads, our smartphones, and our laptops. And when we are somewhere like a restaurant or a cafe, or we're in a foreign country, we always access our websites through a VPN, which is NordVPN, to give us the safety. Otherwise, our data is vulnerable. You don't know who's in that cafe or restaurant, who may be waiting for some unsuspecting person to log on, and then they'll intercept your network traffic.
Yeah, this is the famous man in the middle, isn't it, Norm, that could
It really
just be
is.
there. So we are putting a link up here, and if you go in, you will get a great deal to sign up with NordVPN.
So use the link that you've been seeing. It's our own special link for NordVPN, and that will give you a really good offer to start using NordVPN, which we highly recommend. And we would just like to thank NordVPN for sponsoring this video today.
I think one of the things, Norm, that was really important that we have both learned is that because recently, as you know, we had to cancel our trip. We were due to go to Portugal for the month of March.
I threw my back out and just felt I couldn't sit on a plane for 7 hours. It was the
No.
day before we were meant to fly, and it took me a month to get over it.
Yeah, and you're probably still not fully back, but a lot better, aren't you? But I think what it did, we worked around the fact, obviously, we couldn't go, but it made us think a lot more about what is around where we actually live and the actual region that we live in, because we've always been so quick to, oh, we got to go somewhere. But then when we couldn't go because Norm hurt his back, we started to look at a lot of the things that we could start doing.
And there were simple things, Tina,
Yeah.
like getting medical appointments or our eye test.
Yeah.
It was easier to book it knowing that we were here.
Yeah.
Whereas in the past, we've had to work it in with our different trips.
Yeah, and another thing too, I managed to get a mammogram in, which is something that is important to do. So I went to get that done as well.
And the other thing is, as you know, we took out a membership to the walking track at our sports arena, and we've become part of a community of walkers. And we maybe go 4 or 5 times a week. It's open 7 days a week. And we see the same faces. And even though we don't have in-depth talks or chats, just saying good morning or being recognized and having a few words with a couple of dozen people, it really adds to your well-being and sense of belonging. That's what I wanted to say.
I think that is exactly it, Norm. I think we hadn't maybe looked at things rooting us to where we lived before, would you say?
Very much so.
Yeah.
And it's given us the opportunity to have more family time when we normally are traveling. So, for instance, this last weekend it was Easter.
Yeah, and we did something we've never done before, and we went with family for an Easter brunch. And you know what? It was wonderful. We so enjoyed it, didn't we?
It was fantastic, a great experience.
It was lovely.
Especially to share it with our close family as well.
Yeah.
We've also been able to go out for lunches with very good friends. And they're big travellers as well, just like us. But luckily, we had a month where we weren't travelling. And so we've been able to have some great lunches out and also some really fascinating happy hours where we've been able to talk about all sorts of things, travel-related and also non-travel subjects.
And I think we're also broadening the variety of menus now, because the main thing we would normally do with these friends is Thai. But now we've been doing fish and chips, and we've been doing chicken with Swiss chalet.
Yeah.
So we're kind of getting a lot more varied, which is really nice.
Also, Tina's getting more into the culture of Canada. Doesn't like cherry pie, which is my favourite. But now you're a maple syrup fan.
Oh, I am. And now it's probably taken me a long time, but now I actually like pancakes with sausages and maple syrup. I didn't used to like that, but I actually really like it now.
So what we're saying is that we are really connecting with our local area, not just necessarily our town, but the region we live in. So we've been doing 1 and 2 night hotel stays. And we do that midweek when towns are quieter. And some of the places that we've enjoyed going is St. Jacob's, the farm market. That's one of our favourites.
And another favourite is when we go to Niagara Falls, and the little fun that we like there is we like to do the casino package. We're not big gamblers by any means, are we?
No.
But there's a lot of fun when you get $50 to go and spend and see if we can win something.
So along with the Niagara Falls, on the way back, we spend a night in Burlington. And it gives us 2 opportunities. One, to walk on the beautiful lakeside promenade, boardwalk. And the other, go to IKEA.
Yeah, and if you time it right, they have certain days of the week where you can get lunch for half price.
Oh, I love those
So-
meatballs, Teen.
Oh, I know,
Swedish
just
meatballs.
wonderful. Hey, I mean, it's a long way to go for lunch, but this works like a mini trip, doesn't it?
So
Yeah.
the whole traveling thing through my bag has given us cause to reevaluate why we're traveling. And we think it's something useful that you might like to consider as well. Why do we travel? Are we trying to fill a void, or are we running away from something? And so we're trying to relive some of our Canadian travel as well. So we did the Canadian train. That was about 3 years ago.
Love
We do
that.
have a video about that. Maybe I'll put a link to it over here. But we want to do it again.
Oh, we would love to do that. It's a fantastic trip, and the scenery is absolutely beautiful. So we would love to do that again.
And we're so
Yeah.
poor that we can't do the prestige class that Tina wants to do. So
Oh.
maybe we could save up for that, Tina.
I'm still working on Norm for that one to try that, but it is a great trip. We love it.
And what are some of the other plans that we're looking at, Tina, for this summer?
Well, we have fancied going out east for quite a long time, and we're thinking that we might be able to incorporate either driving out east or even taking the train out east. If we did that, we might take the train and then rent a car and drive around somewhere out east, because that's a lovely part of Canada. We love it.
We have been to
Yeah.
Newfoundland. We've been to Nova Scotia many times. One province we haven't been to is New Brunswick. So we've
We
just
might.
got to tick that off the
Yeah,
list.
we do.
So Tina came up with a comment. She saw a comment on one of our videos where a lady was going to do that.
Yeah, and I mentioned to Norm what she suggested. They were actually celebrating their anniversary, so they were going to take their train, the train from Toronto to Montreal, stay maybe one night in Montreal. Then they were going to get the train from Montreal to New Brunswick.
And I think that's called
Was-
the Ocean Train.
It's the ocean train, and I think they were going to get off at Moncton. Would it be, Norm?
Yes, it
So
would.
they were going to get off at Moncton, and then they were going to rent a car, and then they were going to drive all around New Brunswick. Oh, they were going to take the bridge, go over the bridge to PEI
PEI.
just briefly,
The Big Bridge.
the big bridge. So they're going to drive over the bridge, drive around, and then take the train back. And you know what, Norm? I think that would be a wonderful trip for us to do.
It sounded a fantastic trip. And when she left that comment, it really stuck with us, resonated with us. So I think we're going to do that as well.
That would be really good.
So, is traveling abroad robbing you of your local, national, cultural identity? It's certainly something to think about.
And we hope that everybody is keeping well.
And staying safe.
Until the next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.